8A application process. The 8A application process is confusing and complicated, and for many it is hard to figure out even where to start. In this video, I'm going to cover how to go about applying and being accepted into the Small Business Administration's 8A Business Development Program. Once you have decided you want to participate in the program, you will have to follow a 12-step process that I will take you through and give you a time frame. 1. You need to get your firm a Dun & Bradstreet number. You can do this online, and if your company is well established, they will already have you in their system, and you just need to discover your number, or a new one can be created, which can take up to a week. I have a separate video on how to do this. 2. You need to register your firm in the System for Acquisition Management, SAM. This is done at www.sam.gov and can generally be done in a day. I have a separate video on this as well. 3. Next, you will want to register in the Dynamic Small Business site of the SBA. This can be done in an hour or so, and I'll also have a separate video on this. You will then create an account on certify.sba.gov, the SBA's website, and go in and add the 8A certification to your profile. This is where you will complete the online portion of the application process. As you complete each section of the application, questions will be asked and documents will be required as you go. This can be done in a day and finalized once the next step is completed. 4. This step is the heart of the application and where most applications fail: compiling the supporting documentation. The supporting documentation entered in each section of the Certify application can lead to further questioning by the SBA. There are a fair amount of supporting documents needed as you work through the application, some of which you may not have but are required, and others that are not asked for but will be soon after submission. Every document that you present will be read by the SBA and is another potential reason for them to deny the application. 5. Once the application is complete in all sections, you will sign electronically, submitting the application in its entirety. The application will then be sent to either the San Francisco office or the King of Prussia office of the SBA. 6. Once the SBA receives your application, they will review it for completeness. This will take them about 2 weeks. They will send you an email with some questions about your documentation and requests for more documentation. In most cases, 70% of the applications, rather than processing your application and sending you the email with questions, they will return the application to you without doing anything, as they deem it to be substantially incomplete for processing. In this case, they will return the application to you on the certify.sba.gov site, marking the application in a returned status. The notification email will be providing with a listing of the missing documents and questions on the provided documents. You will have to address the issues, update the online application, and then resubmit your application. If this happens to you, it will delay you about a month. 7. Now you have the email from the SBA with a dozen or so questions that you need to respond to. These questions are critical to the success of your application. Many of them will be basic, and those are easy. However, some of them will be set up to deny your application, so be sure to read these very carefully and understand the reasoning behind every question or request. 8. Now you have responded to their questions, maybe even 6 or 7 times. You will receive an email saying your application has been moved to Phase 2 for processing. This time is for the SBA to do their processing and legal review, and for the IRS and FBI to provide information to the SBA on your application. This step generally takes 2.5 months. You may get an email from the SBA at this point asking 2 or so clarification questions or for an updated financial statement. They will only give you 3 or 5 days to respond to this request. If you get this email is a very good sign as you are about to be certified, as they do not bother clarifying issues on applications they're about to deny. You will then get your denial or acceptance email. If you are accepted, you will be given the name of a local SBA office to contact for an intake meeting. They will usually be scheduling this meeting 2 or 3 weeks out, or in the DC area office, it will be a group orientation. 9. Finally, you will go to the meeting and meet your new business specialist, and he or she will advise you that they need you to have an 8A business plan. This business plan is in a specific format he or she will give you. It generally takes several weeks to write this business plan and review it with your specialist. Once your business plan is approved by your specialist, you can start contracting using your 8A certification. Good luck with your application process, and be sure to watch some of my other videos on the different steps I've covered. Remember, be thorough and accurate in all your communications with the SBA.